Hey guys, Kevin for Teen Wolf, Season 5, Episode 17, A Credible Threat, and I was really looking forward to this episode because, as you guys know, I really love last week's episode. Last week's episode was definitely a step in the right direction, and knowing that we have 4 episodes left, I was really looking forward to seeing how this season is going to end, and this was another really great episode. I really like where this season is headed. It really seems like now the biggest question is the identity of the Beast. I do think some of the storylines might have kind of gone away after this episode, which I was a little bit upset about. And I don't really know exactly where we're headed, but I'm definitely interested. Let's get into this episode because there was some really great stuff in it, and I really do want to get into it. So, we start off with Parrish. He's recapping his random sleepwalking habits and everything that's been going on with him. However, he's not just wandering out the door, he's heading out with purpose and is searching for something. We don't know what he's searching for, but he seems to be talking to Chris, and basically he's watching over him as he sleeps. Parrish wants to know if he's adding to the body count and tells Chris that if he has to, he wants him to stop him. And Chris watches as Parrish wakes up, leaves his apartment, walks out, and obviously they know how dangerous Parrish is as the Beast. And, you know, I like in this episode that they really show that this is not Parrish, this is just the Beast within him. You know, I mean, he's not the Beast, obviously. Obviously, Parrish is not the Beast. But I mean as the Hellhound. Why did I say the Beast? I meant the Hellhound. Parrish is not the Beast, okay? As the Hellhound, we know how dangerous he is. So, basically, Chris then sends Scott, Styles, and Liam that Parrish is on the move, and they head toward the school. Chris is still tracking Parrish the Hellhound and finds a burning banner outside the school. Styles, Scott, and Liam arrive, but Liam is a little too loud closing the door, and his mentors look back at him. He apologizes, and they leave to meet up with Chris, who tells them that they lost Parrish, and then they walk towards the body of a victim who was slashed by a beast and follows the trailer to a bus filled with dead students, and one student reaches out his hand and asks for help, but Parrish walks by, tells him it's a trap and that they can't help the student. Then the body of the student falls out of the bus, well, half of it, with guts and all. The Beast shows himself and Parrish chases after it. Chris realizes that the Beast is now getting smarter, and that was a great way to start the episode. I mean, really intense stuff, and you can definitely tell that the Beast, like he said, is very smart. It knows what it's doing, and it's definitely willing to put up a fight, and the Beast is clearly something they haven't dealt before, which is really crazy, I have to say. So, Brayden, Malia, and Melissa are prepping the house in case the Beast decides to come, because knowing the Beast can get into the school like it did, I mean, it can really get anywhere. So, obviously, everyone's terrified that the Beast is gonna get into where they are, and, I mean, it really just shows how big the stakes are. I mean, the stakes were definitely high before, but now the Beast is out there, and knowing how calculated the Beast is, and, you know, the Beast being as smart as it is, the Beast can really do what it wants. So obviously everyone's really terrified, and we don't really know what's going to happen there. So we then see that Scott and Kira are having a passionate moment, all while talking about their upcoming lacrosse team. They basically end up having sex, you know, basically they have sex. And however, that morning, Kira wakes up, walks over the sword on the dresser very slowly. I did like the scene, though, between Scott and Kira, because they're talking about how they're just, like, going, you know, they can't believe they were going to lacrosse and being normal teenagers because they're anything but. They haven't really gotten to go to school much. And it's true, we haven't really seen much of them at school for the past several episodes because it's been, we need to rescue this person, we need to rescue this person. They really haven't had any time at school, and now finally they're going to a lacrosse game. So that morning, Kira wakes up, walks over to the sword on the dresser very slowly, and begins slicing in smooth motions, and that the kitsune shows itself in her eyes. Scott takes notice and has a worried look on his face, knowing that she still has this, you know, powerful beast within her, definitely. I mean, it really is crazy that we saw that, and I don't really know what's happening with Kira, but she still can't really control herself, which is still crazy, but it really seems like she can't control what's going on with her. So Mason's talking to Corey, who considers leaving because of the dangers in Beacon Hills, and Corey's taking quite long to heal. Mason tells him that people like him, and he needs people like Corey to save them. He says that he needs Corey, and Corey says he's too smart to need him. Then Mason has a conversation about the frequency, and he realizes the Beast only shows up where there is a transmission source with a high frequency transmission. So Mason and Corey then realize that the charity game coming up could be the target for the Beast, and that people are definitely going to die. So obviously, knowing that, there's a lot of people at that game, the Beast is probably going to go after there, and obviously they're really worried. My big thing is, what happened to Theo's pack? I mean, it seems to be kind of gone after this. It doesn't really seem like there's much of one, and I don't know if this simply isn't really much of a thing anymore, but Theo's pack didn't really seem to be a thing. I mean, Corey's no longer in it. Hayden's kind of gone on her own. Theo's kind of gone, so is his pack, like, over? I'm not really sure, because this just felt weird. I mean, the entire season, it seemed like we've been building up to Theo building this pack against Scott, and now it seems like there is no more pack, so I'm not really sure if, like, he just ended it. I mean, it seemed clear to me that Deucallion was still out there, and that kind of just went away as well, so what's really going on there, I don't really know, but whatever, not too much of a complaint, because this was a really great episode in general, but that was just weird that suddenly this pack was just gone. So Liam fills the rest of the pack, including Lydia, about Mason's discovery. Scott believes the frequency might be a trigger for the Beast to transform. However, the Dread Doctors want the Beast to be as strong, as powerful as possible to take on Parrish, because obviously, we remember from the drawing that the Beast and the Hellhound are the ones that are going to end up fighting, so Styles comes in with a partial size 10 footprints, and the team doesn't have the who, but the when and the where. They don't know who the Beast is, they just know where and when the Beast is going to show up, they just know who it is, and Scott and Lydia believe that there are too many people, and they all vote to get the game canceled, because, obviously, if the Beast is going to target all of these people and just cause this huge massacre, it's going to look terrible, and, obviously, the coach isn't going to know what's going on, it could just end up really badly, and they all begin to leave the library, but by Lydia has a strange banshee feeling and finds Parrish, who looks to have been in a fight with the Beast, and basically Styles tries to get Stilinski to cancel the game, but Stilinski doesn't seem like he can really do much. He suggests forfeiting the game, but to do so, they need to find their old coach, who is making it seem like he's going mad. Who we haven't seen the coach in such a long time. We really haven't, and I'm glad we saw, Coach Finstock. We haven't seen him in a while, but basically, it's true, that Stilinski can't really do much. He's not the one in charge here. But basically, they see Finstock. He was doing it just to get the nurses to stop shooting him up, and basically, Finstock tells him that every time he's almost discharged, he relapses. He says he hates charity games because they are meaningless, and he says he's not interested, but Scott and Styles tell him that they need him to forfeit because they can't let this game take place. They just can't. I mean, it's not safe for anyone, and they just can't do it. So Chris and his father question Parrish as to what he remembers about the Beast, about the battle, and there are flashes to him getting his ass kicked, and Chris and Gerard tell Parrish that he needs a proper introduction to himself and shows him to a chamber, and Scott and Liam are walking around the area where the news vans are setting up for the big game. The field lights turn on. They know that time is of the essence because they know the Beast could end up anywhere. They don't know where. They just know the Beast could end up at any point. So Chris and Gerard tell Parrish about the chamber designed to slow his temperature down, which slows his heart rate down and allows him to think clearer. They also tell him about the Beast and how it remembers pieces of its past every time, and that the Man of Gevadon is trying to replace the teen who is harboring the Beast. So that's very interesting. Whoever the man of, Gevadon, by the way, that's how you pronounce it, is Gevadon, whoever is, the one that is replacing the teen, is harboring the Beast, basically, they're going to be replaced. So Parrish steps in the chamber. They begin the process to try to get Parrish to maybe give them a visual of the teen, if there is one, just if he remembers anything, because obviously they know it's in there. They just don't know what it looks like. So the rest of the pack is going over their plan to try and avoid more casualties, and Scott reveals he's fully healed, so if they have to take on the Beast, he won't be weak, and Scott says he healed when the pack was together, and that they can do it, and he tells him that no one is going to die tonight, and that they're definitely, everything's going to be fine. So the game begins, and Scott and Styles are waiting for the coach to forfeit. However, it looks like Finstock has other plans, and he's definitely not going to forfeit, just because he loves the cross so much, and he tells Styles that he's never forfeited a game, and he never will, and he's not planning on forfeiting now. So the game begins, and the pack feels slightly confident since Malia is going to take out the cables, and basically Mason and Corey begin the process of elimination, trying to find a matching footprint. Meanwhile, Kira is scoring goals in a very aggressive manner, and Scott and Styles notice this. Scott sees her eyes flash, and he says that they might have a problem. Lydia tries to reach Parrish, and instead, she, Gerard, and Chris are greeted by someone else. They keep asking about Parrish, and they find out that Parrish has died. We just find out, just out of nowhere, Parrish died, so that's pretty crazy that we just found out that Parrish died, and definitely, that was crazy because I'm like, there's no way that Parrish is dead. There's no way that this plot is over. We know the Beast needs to take on the Hellhound. There's no way that that's it. So Kira gets flagged for taking the other players out, and when Scott approaches her about taking it easy, he notices that it's not Kira, and Styles and Scott decide to go with a backup plan, which involves Kira getting hit by an opposing player, Brett, and she uses her stick to hit Brett back and gets ejected from the game. Scott goes after her, but she mumbles something in Japanese, and we don't know what it is, but as Malia is trying to get through with the rest of her mission, her mother, Corinne, the Desert Wolf, attacks her, knocks her to the ground. Malia is not happy to see her, and this just seemed like it came out of nowhere. I mean, this scene was very unnecessary. Kira's storming through the school when she's greeted by another supernatural being, Brett's sister. Kira attacks, they engage in a battle. These battles didn't really seem like they need to be in here, but Malia tries to get her mother out of the way so that she can get to helping people. Corinne offers Malia to come with her and figure out everything, but Malia just tells her that she is going to kill her, and again, just very unnecessary stuff. I don't know why we got back to this. So Corey and Mason almost get caught when an opposing player gets on the bus, but they manage to get by. They begin kissing, and then Corey suddenly stops, and Mason asks what happened, and Corey says nothing, he's okay, and I gotta say that I'm really suspicious of Corey. I really think that Corey could very well be the Beast. I mean, just the way that he's acting, I mean, just Corey suddenly stopping like that, I kind of feel like something's going on there. Either he knows the Beast, or he is the Beast, I'm not really sure. So Hayden overhears Scott and Liam's conversation in the field and knows that they are trying to save everyone. Kira continues to battle, and when Scott rushes in to stop her, she tosses him to the side. He urges Kira to stop and has to force her into a room where the kitsune shows itself, and Kira snaps out of it, doesn't have a clue what she did. I mean, she's completely just like, what the hell is going on here? So things continue to get heated on the field. Liam tells Brett that they need more time. Hayden approaches Liam, tells him that she's with him. She says she is with all of them and that he is right about Scott. She says no matter what, she wants to be with him, and they kiss, and it's a really nice scene. I like that Hayden decided to choose Liam and everything, but is this real? I mean, we know that Deucallion said to her, you gotta try to be less of, you gotta try to be less of a liability and more of an ability to lie. So is Hayden telling the truth here? Does she have an ulterior motive? I'm not really sure. It kind of just seems like the Theo Deucallion stuff has just gone away. I'm not really sure, though. We didn't really see anything within this episode, so I don't know if we're gonna see it again, but it just felt strange that it wasn't here. It really felt like something was missing, I have to say. So Liam takes the field. Styles says he may think something is wrong and they need more time. Liam tells Styles all he has to do is get him the ball, and it looks like Hayden's words might have given Liam a spark. Corinne continues to mock Malia, and Styles is able to escape off field and to check on more shoe prints because they know that these shoe prints are going to lead them to the Beast. And Liam continues to search for the team, and Styles is briefly knocked out while checking shoe sizes. The Hellhound tells Lydia that Parrish was just a body, and she pleads with the Hellhound to let Parrish back in. And Gerard and Chris ask the Hellhound to remember when Parrish died, and all the visions come rushing back. Parrish breaks out of the chamber, says he knows who he is and what he has to do, and some really powerful scenes here. I mean, seeing him, with the PTSD, him and Warren, things like that. He tells Lydia he has to leave, and I like that Lydia is the one to save Parrish. I like seeing that, but you can tell that, again, he knows he's very dangerous around her. And I definitely feel it's going to be something that we're really going to get back into, is this whole conflict between Lydia and Parrish, because obviously we know that Parrish likes her, but they can't really be together. Whatever happens, they just can't be together right now. So Lydia prepares to battle her mother, who looks past her and knows his style. She realizes that he is the one Malia's with, and when Malia turns around, Corinne is gone. Malia takes out the final van, but a defeating frequency comes through and the Beast emerges. Liam knows that he has to do something, runs over to the noise, meets with the Beast in the air. What happens after that is total chaos, and the Beast is now in the school, chasing the students. When Scott opens the door, he sees the claw marks. It looks like Liam wasn't able to stop the Beast, and that's how the episode ends. So the Beast is now trapped in the school. They all got to get out of there, and it is going to be crazy. So overall, guys, really strong episode, I have to say. I definitely really did enjoy this episode overall. But like I said, this Theo stuff kind of just seemed to go away. Theo not being here, the absence of him, the absence of Deucallion, it just felt weird. But I really have this feeling that something's going on with Corey, and I don't really know what it is, but who do you guys think the Beast is? I've heard people say Mason, but I'm really thinking it's Corey. I think it just makes more sense that way, what Corey said in the conversation. Though it would make sense if it was Mason, because we haven't seen a lot of Mason, so maybe that could be valid. Although I'm kind of thinking it could be Theo as well. I'm not really sure. We know that Theo had a theory. We didn't see in this episode, but what that theory is, I guess we'll have to find out because we didn't see it in this episode. But basically, we'll have to see what that theory is all about. but also the Beast is now trapped in the school. What's going to happen there? I cannot wait for next week's episode though, guys, because next week's episode is the episode where we find out about the first, I believe like alpha to ever live, Marie Gevadon. So we're gonna find out about her, which I'm really looking forward to. Because one, we know that we know that Crystal Reed is coming back. The girl that played Allison all those years ago in season 3. She is coming back, which is awesome. I love that she is coming back. I can't wait to see what she does on the show. I'm really looking forward to that. And then I'm also really interested in the shoe size and everything. That's definitely something that's going to be very interesting. And also, of course, Parrish. Lydia really seems to be the one to help out Parrish and get this beast out of him. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that. That's going to be very interesting. But overall, guys, a really great episode. Not too much to say about it, though, because like I said, it really felt like something was missing. This thing between Liam and Hayden, is Hayden legit? Like, is Hayden really back with Liam? Or is this a plan by Deucallion? We don't really know. I don't want to think that split up because it didn't really seem like they split up, but maybe they did. I'm not really sure. It just feels like that's just suddenly gone. We have 3 episodes left, guys. I can't believe it, but we only have 3 episodes left, so I definitely think we're going to find out who the Beast is next week. Definitely, I think we're going to get clues to that. So who do you think the Beast is? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for Colony. I know this was a short review. I just don't have much to say about this episode. It was a good episode for the most part. I really did enjoy it. Like I said, if it hadn't been for the absence of, Theo's pack, I would have really enjoyed it a lot more. But I will see you guys in my next video, which will be for Colony, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.